So we've had a right-wing terrorist attack in Germany in the last day or so. Some nutter walked into a mosque, as they did in New Zealand, started shooting at people and stabbing people. What I would like to see is the media in my own country, I don't know about the media in Germany, the media in other countries, the media in the UK, particularly the right-wing media, the Mail, the Sun, the Telegraph, start calling this what it actually was, a terrorist attack. Terrorism, by definition, is violence against non-combatants, against civilian populations, committed in the name of a political cause. So when an Islamist walks into a church and shoots the church up and shouts Allahu Akbar, or when an Islamist detonates a suicide vest in the middle of a shopping centre, or when they blow up trains, that is terrorism by definition. When a right-wing nutbag walks into a mosque and stabs people or shoots people, and they have a manifesto online that lays out exactly why they're doing it, and they're doing it because they perceive Muslims as taking over, that they perceive that there's some kind of threat to the native population of that country, that is terrorism, because they are doing it for a political cause. They are doing it for the cause of no immigration, Muslim bans, travel bans, Muslim registration, whatever it is that they believe should happen. They're doing it because they believe that they're fighting some kind of righteous cause for that. So I want to see the media call this individual a terrorist, because so far all I've seen is shooter, knife attacker, hate crime, not even hate crime. I've seen attack, I've seen shooting, I've seen stabbing, I've seen attacker used, I've not seen terrorist used, and this is what it is. And people who defend this kind of thing, as I've already seen in comments online, saying, oh, who proves probably have mental health problems. How long does they think it was going to be before the right fought back against the Islamic takeover? Well, congratulations to you people saying those comments. That is an Islamist's thinking, just rehashed for the right wing, because whenever a civilian population in the Middle East has white phosphorus dropped on them by Western governments, whenever a Middle Eastern country such as Iraq is invaded and 1 million people are left dead by Western governments, when Middle Eastern political parties are infiltrated and Middle Eastern politics is meddled in by Western governments because they don't like the regime in a certain country, so they try to overthrow it. This happens quite regularly, you can research this. When they try to overthrow the governments because they don't like the government that's in place, you get groups like ISIS, groups like Al-Qaeda, saying that the Westerners are coming, they are taking over, they are invading, they are meddling in our systems. And people turn to these groups because they're saying all the right things, regardless of how much hate they spew and how much violence they commit. People turn to these groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, because they're saying the correct things. They are voicing the civilian population's frustration with Western intervention and Western meddling in the Middle East and Western war crimes in the Middle East. So when they go and they detonate a train, or when they go and they drive planes into towers or stab people at London Bridge, civilian populations in the Middle East are very likely to be sympathetic towards those people. Just like when we have right-wing groups over here, such as the EDL, UKIP, Britain First, who say that Muslims are coming, they're taking over, they're taking the jobs, they're, trying to disrupt and unsettle our way of life, which is exactly the same thing as the Islamists are saying. And then you get some idiot who stabs some Muslims who are just in a mosque minding their own business. People who have been spoken to by these groups, who may support these groups, may not, they are likely to sympathise with that person. So we need to stop sympathising along the grounds of political agreement and start condemning violence in all its forms. Violence on civilian populations is never okay. Never okay, regardless of whether you're an Islamist who believes that the West should stop interfering, whether you're a right-winger who believes that, Muslim travel to and from the country should be stopped, there should be a Muslim registration. We need to start condemning violence in all its forms and calling people who carry out acts of violence in the name of a political cause terrorists. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.